What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to From the Top Rope with Andrew Crawford. I'm your boy Andrew Crawford, the GOAT, not the GOAT, but I'm like a GOAT, close enough, am I right? I think I'm right, and today on the channel, I will be talking about my top 10 John Cena rivalries throughout his career. Now, John Cena has had some iconic rivalries in his 23-year career, from feuds that put him on the map to feuds that further cemented his legacy as an all-time great, and everything in between. He's had feuds he's won but should have lost, he's had feuds he lost but should have won, and again, everything in between. And I'm here to talk about the 10 that are the very best, even if he should have lost some of those. Which brings us to number 10, The Nexus. I absolutely adore The Nexus, still to this day. All of them have found some sort of success aside from Michael Tarver, who is doing God knows what at this point. But when Nexus came in June, in June of 2010, they beat the living daylights out of CM Punk. They beat the living daylights out of John Cena. They choked Justin Roberts with his ties and got Daniel Bryan fired. Sorry. There was so much to love about the Nexus. They got off to a hot start, and then SummerSlam happened and everything fell apart. This is one of the many feuds on this list where I'm going to die on the hill. Cena should have lost. One of like two. I love John Cena. I love the Nexus up. The best way to build young stars is for them to beat the biggest star in the company. They didn't do that. They lost after John Cena ate moves on the concrete, like exposed concrete too, not like the padding, but like. And I'm like, why? I get it. He's John Cena, but he should have lost. This is one of those rivalries he should have lost. The only upside was the little joining Nexus, but even then he was still a face that was purposely ruining the Nexus, and it sucked. And like, such a good rivalry, but it would have been an all-timer. Like, top 3 had a certain someone who no longer runs the WWE would have gotten his head out of his butt and decided to build a new star. Number 9, JBL. The build to WrestleMania was simple. JBL was calling John Cena basically street trash, saying he didn't deserve to be in the ring with him. Fast forward to Mania, Cena wins, and this was before the Cena wins Law stuff, but yeah, Cena wins Law. And then, at Judgment Day, him and JBL had an I Quit match that genuinely, if you have a weak stomach, like you can't handle blood, never watch it, because John Cena and JBL bleed like stuffed pigs in this. Like, it is gruesome. But it is the best I Quit match ever, I think. And you had, like, WWE finally doing what they are very good at, which is building a new star, and they've skyrocketed John Cena from this. And I feel like any list you talk about John Cena's best rivalries, you gotta give JBL a nod, because this was fantastic. It sent John Cena to the moon, and like I said, best I Quit match ever. One of the top end matches on one of the best Mania cards ever. You gotta love it. Number 8, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Now, this feud was really like, it was like 2 matches, and then the Fatal 4-Way at Backlash, but all of them were fantastic. You know, Undertaker won the Rumble, he picked Batista. Everyone was boo. Like, I kind of wanted Undertaker and Cena. I still want a good Undertaker-Cena match. Like, I want Prime Taker, Prime Cena. I'll never get that, and I'm sad about that. But Shawn came out. You don't have an opponent. Won a triple threat qualifier match. Cena now had an opponent. They won the World Tag Titles together, and we were like, what? And then the Mania match happened. Phenomenal Mania match. A criminally underrated main event because there was so much else on this stacked Mania. The Jeff Hardy just killing Edge and the Undertaker-Batista match was super good. But this main event was so top-notch, and it was some of Cena's best in-ring work before his 2015 mid-card run, which we will not be talking about at all. Will we? No, we won't. Kevin Owens barely missed the list. But Cena and Shawn were tearing it up. Then they tore it up for the majority of an episode of Raw in London, England. Why does England get the best matches? And then Shawn won. And then the Fatal 4-Way with Edge and Orton. The most creative finish to a Fatal 4-Way. Everyone ate a finisher. Shawn Michaels, sweet chin music, Cena. He fell on top of, I think, my boy Edge. And 1, 2, 3, Cena wins. And everyone was like, because it was shocking. Like, Cena literally fell on top of someone because he got knocked out and didn't even know he won. It was awesome and hilarious. Anyways, next one. Number 7, the most recent feud on this list, AJ Styles. I love AJ Styles, so when he came to WWE, I was very happy. Like, I was very, very happy. I love AJ Styles. And then I started thinking of all the dream matches. I won't lie, Cena was not one of them. But he turned it into one whenever Money in the Bank got in. Not Money in the Bank, what was their first match? Was their first match Money in the Bank? Oh my gosh. Yeah, Money in the Bank got announced. AJ and Cena tore it up. Then the 6-man tag happened at Payback. Why was it Enzo and Cass and not the Usos? I don't know. Because the Usos had actually been feuding with the Good Brothers. Well, Enzo and Cass had too. Never mind. I digress. Then SummerSlam happened. Phenomenal match. AJ Styles won. Started wearing John Cena's like armband that he wears up here as a headband. And it was funny. Started calling SmackDown the house that AJ Styles built. Started calling himself the face that runs the place because that's what John Cena was. AJ Styles won the WWE title. And Cena would actually tie Ric Flair's record of 16 world titles. It's actually a lot more. But what WWE recognizes is 16, so we go with 16. Because that's much less confusing. Cena tied Ric Flair's record by beating AJ Styles. And honestly, the reason I have so much love and affiliation with this match and this feud is because it showed, like, even in a loss, you can look great. Because that's what AJ Styles did. When he lost at the Royal Rumble, he still looked, no pun intended, phenomenal. But, I love this feud. I love AJ Styles. I love John Cena. I love watching these two go at it. I kind of want one more AJ Cena match before Cena calls it quits at the end of the year. So if Triple H or Nick Khan or anyone on the WWE creative team see this video, make it happen. Because you know it's going to be a barn burner. Number 6, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is one of the greatest of all time. In 2008, when everyone was sick of Cena, Jericho's heel gimmick had us forgetting that we were sick of Cena. Because he was a suit and tie, I'm better than you, just prick. Like, if you didn't hate Jericho in 2008, it is because Chris Jericho is a wrestler that you've always loved. Or you just didn't care about heel-face dynamics. Like, that is how good of a heel Jericho is. He can make you hate him even if you love him. And then we got Cena and Jericho. We got 2 matches out of the feud, but they were 2 really good matches. That match at Survivor Series had every right to main event. It was so much fun to watch. Cena coming off of a freaking broken collarbone or something. Like, he hurt himself pretty bad at SummerSlam, so he shouldn't have been back in 3 months, but he was, because he's genuinely not human. puts on a great match with Jericho, wins big gold. He looks so weird with big gold compared to like the spinner belt. It's so weird. And then at Armageddon, they have a rematch. It's a great match. One of the things I love about this is, again, when it's Super Cena, everyone's sick of seeing him win. Him and Chris Jericho went out there, tore it down, and we're like, okay, yeah, Cena's got something good about him. Love this feud. Like I said, love Chris Jericho, love John Cena, love this feud. Number 5, the Samoan Bulldozer Umaga. Now, this is so high on the list, even though it had the wrong winner. But when you look back, that is Super Cena at the peak of his powers. There is no way that the certain someone that no longer runs WWE was going to let his baby lose to Umaga. Now, if this was a feud happening in modern day, Umaga's probably winning this feud. And I'm fine with that, because Umaga is so great. And this last man standing match at the Rumble, the match at New Year's Evolution, the builds were so much fun. We were watching Umaga absolutely obliterate John Cena week to week. And it had the fans like, Cena's not going to keep the title. Cena's going to lose. He didn't. He should have. I'll die on that hill. Umaga should have been WWE Champion. And he should have done it by beating John Cena. He didn't. Still get kind of sad about that. Rest in peace, Umaga. You are missed, not just by your own family, but by wrestling fans everywhere. But Cena and Umaga was a great feud. And these other 4 top it for obvious reasons once I get into it. Number 4, do you smell that? I do. It's The Rock. I've never been a huge Rock guy. I think Rock is overrated in the ring. He's phenomenal on the mic. Top 5 best ever. I think I put him on my top 5 on my promos list. I don't know. He's great. I love The Rock. On the mic. In the ring, I think he's overrated. But some of his best in-ring work came against Mr. Cena at WrestleMania. Those 2 matches. I think The Rock looked better in the ring against Cena and during that whole feud and during his early 2010s run than he did in most of his matches in the Attitude Era. I know that's a hot take, but quite frankly, I don't care. It's my channel, and if you disagree with my takes, I don't like. These are my opinions. Everyone's entitled to their own. You can have your own opinions. Mine is that. But this feud, we also saw that all-time John Cena is leaps and bounds above The Rock in every aspect. In ring work, and on the mic, when John Cena came out, pulled down his wristbands, and said, I don't need my promos on my wrist. I said, oh, so that's how it's going to be. John Cena cooked The Rock on the mic, went toe-to-toe with him in the ring in a couple of very good matches. Once in a Lifetime was better than the rematch at Mania 29. I'll die on that hill. I low-key still want the third one just because it's 1-1. You cannot be tied in life. You have to have a definitive winner and a loser. Not everyone gets a trophy. Anyways, next. Number 3, the voice of the voiceless. One of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time, and if you disagree, you're a hater. CM Punk. I love CM Punk. But these matches, this feud, gave me all the more reason to. In 2011, CM Punk announces, July 18th, my contract is up and I'm out of here. And I plan on leaving with the WWE title. Mic drop. Cuts the pipe bomb. Does all this amazing trash talk. Gets in Vince's face and says, I'm gonna kick you in the cojones and you're gonna like it. and you're gonna apologize for the way you treat me, and like just all this emotion that you can't tell if it's real or in the script. And then Punk and Cena at Money in the Bank is arguably one of the best matches of all time, and I love that match. And then they wrestle again at SummerSlam, great match. Then you fast forward over a year before you get their next match at Night of Champions. The triple threat with Big Show at SummerSlam, great match. But even better, I think this is the second best of their entire saga of matches. WrestleMania 29's build, CM Punk is fighting Cena for his shot at Mania, and they pulled out all the stops to make us think Punk was going to pull it out, including a pile driver, a move that is, for kayfabe reasons, banned, and for legit reasons, like Vince was afraid that little kids were watching this and they're going to pull it out in the schoolyard and kill someone. Great match. Punk and Cena burned it up in this feud. And the only reason that the other two above it are above it, well, let's talk about it. Number 2, Randy Orton, the Viper, the Apex Predator. Before that, he was still the Legend Killer. They started their feud in 07. The last time they wrestled one-on-one was 2014. They had a feud that went on and off for 7 years. 7! The only reason this is below the number 1 entry, aside from my undying bias for his number 1 rival of all time being arguably, and if in my opinion, the greatest of all time, is because of there were too many matches, and by the end of the rivalry, we were just like, can we be done with this? I think the last Cena-Orton match I really, truly enjoyed was their 2009 I Quit match that ended their rivalry for the year, and for a hot minute too. But those 2 years of like Randy RKOing and punting John Cena's father in the face, their Mania match with that Mania triple threat was so underrated, bro. At WrestleMania 24 with him and Triple H, they had a good match at No Way Out, but their best was 09. That Iron Man match, that Hell in a Cell match, that I Quit match are 3 of my favorite of all of those. Not the Hell in a Cell. That I Quit and that Iron Man match are 2 of my favorites of those stipulations. And it's because Randy was the conniving, sniveling little bald menace doing everything he could to get out of there with the title, including Cody and Ted getting involved in the Iron Man match. And the I Quit match, he had Cena handcuffed and was abusing him, and then Cena made the comeback and won those 2 matches. But this feud is something special until you get to their later matches. Let's not talk about it. But honestly, if you just took this 07 to 09 stint that they were on again, off again feuding, it'd have the argument for number 1. But number 1, Edge. I love this feud. It started at New Year's Revolution 06 when Edge cashed in the first ever Money in the Bank contract, walked out with the WWE title. Fast forward, and we're getting Cena versus Edge at the Rumble. Great match, Cena wins. They take some time off for Edge to have his Mania feud and John Cena to have his. Then it's like they pick up right where they left off when John Cena, I don't remember what pay-per-view he lost it, but he lost it to Edge again. And then Edge and Cena feud for it up to Unforgiven of 06, including Edge cheating to win the WWE title in Cena's hometown in Boston, using brass knuckles to the back of the head, wins the title. And then the TLC match that till this day I think is the best one-on-one tables, ladders, and chairs match of all time. Maybe number 2. I don't know, but I do know that it's no lower than 2. As far as one-on-one TLC matches go. Cena and Edge tore the house down in the Air Canada Center in Toronto. And fun fact about that match, Cena wanted to lose and go to SmackDown because it was in Edge's hometown. Like, you can look at Cena while he's celebrating, and bro looks livid that he won. I don't know how many people are going to be livid that they have the most prestigious championship in the history of professional wrestling, but John Cena wasn't too happy that he had it at this point. Then you fast forward to 2009. That's when their next big stint of feuding took place. After Edge gets eliminated from the Chamber so early, he comes in, takes out Kofi, joins the Chamber. We'll talk about that whole Chamber match in the next video I release. Enters the Chamber. John Cena's in the Chamber for like 2 minutes before he gets hit with a 619, a Codebreaker, and a spear, leading to Edge pinning him and eliminating him. And then Edge would win the world title. Cena would win it back at Mania in a very stellar triple threat match. People forget how good that triple threat is too, but I just love triple threats. And then at Backlash, an awesome last man standing match that ends with Big Show trying to murder John Cena. Edge walked out with the world title. But there's just something about this feud that I think really kicked Cena from that. Yeah, he's got certain stuff, but does he have everything else it takes to be the face of the company? Like, I really feel like this kicked him into that gear of, oh yeah, he's got what it takes. The Edge and Cena feud is one that I genuinely love, and I think that I think that anyone that wants to understand what makes pro wrestling so great, storyline-wise, and so great when it comes to, like, the characters we love and the characters we love to see lose, and the heel-face dynamic of good versus evil, if you want to understand all that stuff about pro wrestling, I think the Edge and Cena feud is a great, more modern feud to watch and enjoy. But overall, I just think Edge is the best rivalry of John Cena's storied career. And that's the video. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Tell me about it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. What are some of your favorite John Cena rivalries that I may have left out? Tell me down below like I said. And, you know, stay tuned for my Elimination Chamber video. I'll probably do a predictions video for the Chamber, because this is a crazy Chamber like this year. Like, these are two of the most stacked Chambers in history. And the unsanctioned match, I think those are the only 3 matches, so we're going to get some time for these Chamber matches. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. See y'all soon.